All right, guys, here we are down at Golf Central in a spot that I'm not really enjoying so much. This is a short game area. And
yep. Wait, are the Laidley videos out yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
So stay tuned for the Laidley videos.
You'll see what he means.
It was good for a while and then it wasn't. But
yep.
Maybe what can make it better? Mizuno S18 Wedges. Now,
yeah.
Mizuno tends to have two separate wedges, or they have for the last few generations. They've had R's in the past, which is a bit more rounded. They've had T's, which are the tear drops.
Yes.
And then they have the S, which is somewhat in between them.
Yeah.
What does S stand for? Reading?
Silhouette is what I've read.
Silhouette. And what I've read, or what I observe, is this sits somewhere in between the old S5
yes.
and the new T7. So new T7 is pretty conservative, traditional, teardrop sort of shape.
Yeah.
The S was a bigger headed, slightly oversized, forgiving sort of wedge. Whereas this sits somewhat in the between them.
Yeah. So now you've got the R, or that used to...
You used to have the R,
which was
a long time ago. It had the R.
Yeah.
Bigger headed, but it was really rounded, and it wasn't really shaped that maybe a lot of the better players like to use.
Yeah.
Whereas this, anyone can use them, a bit of forgiveness. And it almost even looks like a different grind, or a little bit slightly wider sole, especially here on the 60 degree.
On the 60 it looks huge.
Yeah, it does. The sole's quite wide. You got 50.
This is 54. It's actually quite a smaller sole.
To tell you the truth, that looks like my 54, which is a T7.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I really like this. I like a smaller sole on my wedges personally, because I don't even know how I would explain it, but I lay it down a little bit more and have a tendency to...
And that's where sole relief and bounce, they all play a part. So if you're somebody who opens it up, having a slightly narrower sole section or a grinded heel area is probably a little easier to open the face up without getting the leading edge popping up. Colour?
This is gunmetal.
Gunmetal,
I think.
Iron plating. IP, iron plating.
I really like the black. More than the silver,
chrome,
personally.
Straight chrome.
I just think, again, if you're laying it out, if you're playing in the sunshine, I find with a pure chrome wedge,
I don't know, are we going to be able to get... Oh, look at it straight away. Ooh.
Yeah,
and that's just a light, so imagine the sun.
Yeah, I like a duller finish on my wedges, personally.
And that's probably not even going to reflect. There you go, look at it. Not even going to...
It's a nice satin. It's almost like a satin black more than a grey.
Yeah, that's true. It is basically black. It's not overly shiny at all.
No.
Not even on the back, but a little bit on the back, but not too much.
The Mizuno sign's black. I don't know, that doesn't really matter to many people. I like it personally.
This is all chrome. This is the chrome finish. Now, Mizuno in years past, I think they're doing it again, every loft's from 46 degrees.
Yeah, I think we were in 46 up to, well, you got 60 there.
62?
I can't remember.
61. Anyway, it's at least a 60. I think it's the 62. So it goes 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52.
Yeah, well, 1 degree increments.
1 degree increments.
Not 2s, not 4s.
And then I think there's one bounce option in 46 to 53.
Yeah,
and then I think
54 had
couple.
it had 8 bounce, or 12, 8 degrees or 12 degrees of bounce. And then it sort of...
I'm pretty sure then there goes 54, there's 2, 55, there's 2, then 56, there's 4 maybe.
Possibly.
I think that's how it used to be, and then works its way there. So you're starting to get a little bit more bounce options in your higher lofted clubs.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be a bit more versatile. Do you want to use them for high lob shots, etc.? Now, they've quad cut grooves, which they've had done for ages. Now they're changing center of gravity based on loft as well. So like some other companies have, and I think Mizuno's done in the past as well. But basically, the higher the loft, I might get a close up of this. This is a 60 degree. There's a little bit more chunk up the top here to actually raise the center of gravity to get a slightly lower flight to get more spin.
Yeah. There's a bit of an optical illusion with that top line as well.
Yeah.
When you first look at it, you sort of go, okay, it's got a really chunky top line, but it's actually the top line itself is quite small.
Speaking of chunky, I'm going to have a little bit of a chip.
Yeah, here we go. This will be great.
Just so I want to keep moving because I feel really cold.
So it is, there goes a hair out there. It's currently, for everyone watching at home, it is currently not 14 degrees. So Al's chipping with the grain, not against it.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So this is 60, so I'm used to a 58 now, so I'm leaving all of these short. In saying that, it's coming off okay. Give me that 54.
Does it look like, to me, I've had a couple of chips with the 60 already, and it looked really open, like
It looks
really
like a lot of loft.
lofted. It almost looked like about a 64, like the PM grind.
Oh, there we go. That's better, huh?
They do spin quite a lot more than I'm used to as well. Even ones that come off and they feel a little bit hotter off the face. Like they click a little bit more, but they seem to slow down and stop quite quickly.
I'm liking this loft actually.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
I'm liking the black. I'm liking the black, so you can go to that one because you're used to that. But Mizuno have had quad cut grooves. Now that's just the way that they get the grooves system to work. There's the most spin you can possibly have. Like I know all the companies do that, so you don't need to worry about getting wedges that don't spin, because every new wedge spins to the legal limit. Mizuno, I think, started groove-specific wedges. So on your 60s or your higher lofted clubs, it's slightly wider grooves and shallower. As you go to your 50s, your 46s, 48s, so effectively your pitching wedge to gap wedge, the grooves are a little bit deeper and a little bit narrower, and that's just to get rid of the mud, the dirt, the sand, the water, and get the ball to spin as well as it possibly can. But what does it look like? It's definitely a bigger head than the T7. It feels not much different to the T7, but personally, I'm not a huge fan of the look. It's a little bit bulbousy, and that's why I don't like my pitching wedge maybe so much in the MP5. It's a little bit higher in the toe and a little bit chunky. I'm not a huge fan of that.
I'm really liking the fact that, so this is 54, I play a 55.
Yes.
In my set, and I'm wanting to change to a 54, but I like the fact that I can lay this down a bit more, and there's still confidence to
just do it.
If you
actually, can I flop shot one? Oh, live on camera.
Live on camera, no cut.
So
I hit a flop shot before this one. I'm going to try it again on camera.
Yeah. Oh,
Is that slid straight under it?
maybe I should have the camera when I'm playing ball. That fell easy, but I did say that to you about the slightly wider sole in that.
No, my luck. Now that I've said that, I'm gonna put this in the Oz Trail building block.
Luckily, the highway back there is a long way away, but I did like that. It's a little bit wider in the sole. Yeah, that's good. For quite low bounce, so it's a 6-degree bounce, but a slightly wider sole, which it's a low bounce wide sole, which again suits people, but you need to get tested. You need to muck around with them.
When you lay it down, it doesn't bump up the
leading edge doesn't pop up, does it?
All. No, like it sits really flat, really nice.
Guys, put it this way, Mizuno don't make anything bad, and this is certainly one of them. So check out the S18 range, check out the MP18 range. And
I think these will be my new gamers.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
If you're after a slightly bigger rounded wedge, certainly the wedges to go for.
Yeah, 100%.
Forged, boron.
They feel great.
Grooves are going to last a long time, so
yeah,
too easy. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time, but check out the MP18 range and the S18 range and the wedges too. Cheers, guys. We'll see you next time.